Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great start of the week. I'm Stelis Papagregoriou, Executive Chairman and Co-founder of INVR, and I'm happy to be your host for today's webinar, Advancing Libya's Energy Industry, Strategic Leadership and Market Expansion. We gather today at a critical moment for Libya's energy sector, a sector brimming with opportunities and vast potential for global growth. And this webinar brings two leading experts to discuss Libya's evolving energy landscape. We'll explore pathways to strengthen strategic leadership, accelerate market expansion, and shape a resilient, future-focused energy sector that supports Libya's economic ambitions. I'm very happy to say that we have here today Mr. Hossein Akil, Director of International Relations and Cooperation of Al Saad Group, and Mrs. Munia Atiga, Chair Lean in Equity and Sustainability of North Africa. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome both of them and welcome them to give us a small introduction about them, starting with Ms. Munia.
Hello, thanks, Stelios. Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here today. I'm Munia Ataiga. I'm a chair of Lean in Equity and Sustainability. I cover North Africa. This is a mission really to empower women in energy and build a sustainable future. I'm a strategist for energy, been in the sector for the past 25 years. Worked globally, focusing now mainly on three key pillars, which I call the trio to change, which is the energy transition, digital transformation, innovation, and capacity building strategies, the skills of the future. Thank you, Stilis.
Thank you so much. And can we hear about you too, please, Mr. Hossein?
Yes, this is Dr. Hussein Nakil, the Director of International Relations and Corporations at Al Sahl Group. Al Sahl Group is the biggest and largest currently holding company here in Libya. We started up with food industry and we ended up with oil and gas sectors. So we're having like currently three companies in energy side. So drilling, discovering, and renewable energy as well, and we're having services as well, or oil companies as well. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to hear your diverse opinions on the Libyan market. So starting with Ms. Munia, based on your experience and your strategic outlook, what opportunities do you see for Libya's energy industry to enhance its global presence, and how can strategic leadership play a role in achieving this growth?
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question, and I rather speak about opportunities than challenges. So that's great to start the webinar with. As we know, I mean, Libya is oil dependent economy, and I think the opportunities are massive to contribute regionally in the energy sector. Focusing on increasing production capacity, that will be the first thing that Libya will be doing in the coming years, since everyone is walking away from the fossil fuel. Also, diversifying the energy sources, so looking into renewables and other sources of energy, following all the initiatives that are happening globally and regionally. Also, an essential element to it is really improving the regulatory and frameworks, and that is really essential to move forward with all the ambitious targets to reach to 2 million barrels of production per day. I think, as I said, I mean, looking into production optimizations, technologies, looking into exploration rounds, which is happening, or being announced in couple of venues by the oil minister and the NSC chairman. Um, Renewables energy investment is essential. Opportunities and will have significant potential for wind and solar for the region. Refineries and petrochemicals. We know that, in Europe, refineries are aging. There are a couple of projects for modernizing refineries. So we do have um, uh, the Zawiya refinery and Ras Lanuf. So I think there is a massive potential there for and opportunities. So I think, yeah, to summarize, I think there's many opportunities in Libya that will help in the energy globally, and as I said, regionally, and to lead really. For strategic leadership, I think it's essential, I would see, to have a national energy strategy. I think it's time to have that and look into the future rather than, only focusing on the oil and gas production. I think looking at the energy, and where do we position ourselves. So where will Libya be positioned regionally? With
Yeah,
the location, with the resources that we have in Libya, I think it's um, very essential to have that national energy strategy. Investing in a human capital is, and I think maybe we will discuss that also in details, if you allow me, because this is a topic that's close to my heart.
of course.
So I think it's very, very important to invest in human capital and look into building capacity building strategies. Building relationships, I think, and partnerships internationally with IOCs, with investment firms, with renewables energy organizations is essential to move forward. Um, so I think, strategic leadership have a role to play, and they are playing currently a great role by participating in many events and discussing partnerships globally.
Perfect. Thank you for your insight, Ms. Munia. I completely agree. I think there are so many opportunities, and having a strategic leadership outlook, it's extremely important. That's why we are, by the way, hosting our conference next month in Egypt to bring all of those opportunities together. And I completely agree. It's very important to invest in human capital, invest in your people. These are the main assets that will actually drive you into the future, right? And I would like to take this as a segue for my second question, which is how do you think that energy companies can create a more inclusive environment that supports the advancement of women, particularly into leadership roles?
Fantastic question, I would say. Thank you so much for asking this question, and I think I'll really reply to this with passion. Um, the energy sector is full of resources in Libya, and I think what we need to really work on, and as I said, I would rather speak about opportunities and how can we provide a platform of opportunities. Um, Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear me. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I think I lost you for a while. So opportunities and gender diversity is in the core of moving forward, and it isn't a trendy aspect. It's actually proven to be enhancing the workforce, enhancing the decision making. So really looking into this and taking it really seriously, and being an advocate for women empowerment. I think the energy sector in Libya is full of women resources, very, very, very well educated, highly educated. But I think we need to really focus on the matter. Been speaking about it to all stakeholders, to decision makers, about giving visibilities, making sure that we have the gender diversity policies in place, making a more inclusive environment for female to work in the energy sector, renewables by statistics in the region, women-led ventures, and being solar projects, being project managers, are really making a difference in our neighbors' countries, in Tunisia and Morocco, and even in Egypt. So basically, I think it's very, very important to have that top-down commitment. I really have called to action for this question, and thanks for asking me this question. So I think top-down commitment is very important from the oil minister, from the NOC, from all APCOs to have that inclusion, gender diversity and inclusion policies in place is essential. And having a set of measurable targets is also essential. I know that people are not really in favor of quota, but if quota that will make it happen, let's have quota. Board positions should be open, career paths should be defined, clearly defined, leadership skills should be acquired, and we should set leadership training programs, and have those board positions open for women and female, with the right competencies. So I think,
Brilliant.
summarizing all this, again, highlighting and giving visibilities to role models within the industry, giving that visibility. Where are they, right? This year, in the top 50 powerful list, we had two names from Libya, which is we're so proud of, to have them in the list. And that's really essential, to visibility and highlighting the role model and showcasing success stories. So my call to action, sorry that I try to be giving shorter answers to the next questions, because this is really close to my heart. So the call to action is really set a women in energy empowerment departments in NOC and the OPCOS. Maybe organize a Libya Women in Energy event in 2025. So that's call to action to you, Silas, to work together and collaborate, and develop a strategic leadership program to develop women on board. So I would really want to set that see a measurable targets of having women on boards in our in NOC and the APCOS in Libya. Thank you. Thanks for asking me
Fantastic
this question.
answer. Thank you so much, Munia. And I completely agree. This is actually something very close to my heart as well. In INVR, I think we're more than 70% women. And also my co-founder and the CEO of the company, Hrisa, maybe you know her. I think she's actually giving a fantastic example of what a woman leader looks like.
I know her, yes.
And I completely agree with you. I think one of the most important things is to actually open up the path for women leaders to acquire positions and then act as role models for everyone else. I think this is something that's missing and is extremely important. And we are happy, for example, in NVR to have very strong leaders, Krisa, Madalena, Romina, you might know them. And thank you for the segue for the event. In our event, actually, next month, we do have a segment focused on women in energy. So I hope we see each other there, and we want to keep on opening,
I'll be there, yes.
pathways. So thank you so much. Moving to the next question, how do you see Libya aligning with global trends in the energy transition, particularly pushing, this push we have towards sustainability?
Yeah, So what I mentioned earlier about really focusing, I mean, myself professionally and also and personally, as an advisor, as a consultant, really, in many aspects of sustainability and energy transition. I mean, the set of targets that we have, the net zero targets, and COP is happening, and I know Chris is there, and the team, and we're waiting for this the outcome of COP29. Um, the ambitious targets of net zero require really a collaboration approach for achieving it. And I believe that Libya had committed last year in Dubai in COP28 to the net zero target of 2030, which is a very 2060, which is a very, very ambitious target
Yeah.
globally, not only for Libya, of course, and the region. So globally, there are many, many challenges in terms of investing, collaboration, technology, etc. But I think there are opportunities, and I'm sure Dr. Hussein will elaborate from a Sahel group work and projects in terms of how we can push through the agenda of renewable energy in Libya, specifically in solar, giving the location again and the climate, etc. I think, again, looking into creating this national energy strategy is very essential. We've seen it in the GCC, we've seen it in other places where, a set of projects have been already implemented in the region. And so that's essential. Modernizing our infrastructure is also very, very important in terms of giving this energy efficiency technologies that will help um, that the whole value chain to be sustainable. So from the pipeline, from transportation, so the complete value chain. Looking into, the decarbonization, the emission capturing, the emission management technology, and looking into our commitment to 2060 net zero targets is very essential to push forward the sustainability agenda in Libya. But as I said, I think we tend in many events and discussions that we have is really look into the issues in silos, right? So when we
Mhm.
speak renewables, we only speak renewables. When we speak digital
Yeah.
transformation, it is not. From my opinion, it's all interlinked. And unless we have that collaboration and consortiums that actually tackle all aspects of the value chain in order for it to be a sustainable, we will then be achieving our targets. Other than that, I don't think we're going to be anywhere near. And that requires a massive investment. But not only that, it's the regulatory, it's the regulations, that needs to be modernized. And this is why I really called for this national energy strategy, because this should be a sector specific, and it's not related to any, political instability, etc., etc. It has to be, I mean, in a country where oil dependent economy, we really need to have that in order to have set of projects with an implementation targets and execution targets, and for us to achieve our commitments to net zero in 2060.
Agreed. And what else? So obviously we need to have a plan in place. And what other key skill sets do you see potentially that we will need to develop? I mean, as a leader in capacity building and market expansion, what key skills do you believe Libya's workforce should focus on to support the country's evolving energy landscape, and also taking into account the push we have for sustainability?
Yeah, so I mean, My company is also focused on capacity building, and I believe that um, having also a unified strategy is really important, and that goes hand in hand with the energy strategy that I've been talking about. I think most importantly is to move from the current model of training and development and capacity building, which is a more of an ad hoc approach to a competency-based approach. And I believe that the NOC is really taking steps towards that, and that's really fantastic to hear and see. So there are steps towards moving into competency-based approach, and that is very essential because then we can identify the gaps that we need in the coming 5 and 10 years. We look at the trends and the skills of the future that are required uh, in the country. What are the gaps that we need to acquire from expertise internationally, but
Mhm.
also make sure that we start from the education system, which is a very essential. So really having this digital skill set from early age and from the whole education system, and focusing on the graduates, the new graduates. I know there is a program in Libya, plus 7,000, where fresh graduates are being trained and developed and being an on-job training, which is fantastic also, and a great step forward to acquire those skill sets for the future. But I believe that, I mean, digital skills are essential. Renewable skills are essential. You're seeing that now there is a master's universities offering, sustainability chief officer programs. This is one of the top MSA now that has been published, and people are really taking those master degrees on becoming a sustainable chief officer, and it is a market demand. Leadership, I would say, crisis risk management is very, very important. Agile project management is also important. But I'll emphasize on the skills of digital skills, AIs, data analytics, IoTs,
Mm.
all these technologies that we really need to be ready for today. It's not the future anymore, so it's for today. Yeah.
Agreed. And my last question would be, what potential do you see for Libya's energy sector to drive regional collaborations, and how can these partnerships foster economic growth and development across North Africa?
Yeah, there is this regional aspect, and I think Libya can really lead. I mean, with all the challenges, and again, I don't really want to go back to the challenges, but I mean the challenges, and it's been years now that with all this political instability, etc., that being faced. But I think from now on, there is a role to play to lead regionally, and making sure that we leverage our resources we have. Human resources, not too much in terms of number, but I think we can play a great roles in terms of resources. Resources will be also mining. I mean, mining is one of the areas that is not
Yes.
really looked at and in Libya, and needs to be really looked at in terms of global demand. When we speak about renewables, I mean, and all these wind farms and turbines and solar panels require mining activities, and mining is like oil and gas sector. I don't want to divert from the discussion, but I mean, it's all, again, it's interlinked and it's one value chain. Also the
Yeah.
easy mines are being already explored, so we really need technologies, and this is one of the resources. So I see that Libya can play a great role regionally and also globally, really, by having energy trade agreements, establishing a regional energy market, um, all these collaborations on renewables projects. We would like to hear and see more of. Again, I think the most important one is really investment in technology, expertise sharing, building those collaborations and partnership, making sure that our investment laws and regulations are more open for investors and external investors, especially for the sector. I think investments is one of the topics that requires um, a webinar by itself, and I'm sure that you'll bring
Yes.
expertise on the table more than I am to tackle that, and make sure that we're really attractive for external investors, to help boost our energy sector, develop it further for the set of ambitious targets for increasing the production of oil and gas currently, and going into more of a hybrid and other energy source of energy in the coming years.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And this is a perfect segue actually for Dr. Hossein, talking about investments and looking at Libya as a whole. His group, also Group Holding, is a prominent Libyan investment and development company established in 1959, and as far as I know, has a quite diverse scope of investments from industrial, agriculture, healthcare, real estate services, oil and gas. So following up your answer, Munia, I think it would be great if Dr. Hossein can give us a better perspective on the investment landscape of Libya as a whole. So Dr. Hossein, welcome again. And
Thank you very much indeed, everyone. As I said, this is Dr. Hussein Akil, the Director of International Relations at Al Sahel Group. Al Sahel Group is currently one of the biggest and largest holding company with plenty of companies and services. And among them is oil and gas sector. And we having like 3 or 4 companies in energy sector. Once I'm saying energy in the total energy. One is which is called ZCO, belongs to renewable energy and solar, and the other one is a service and operations company which is called Venus, and the other one which is called LTOS, which is mainly in services, oil companies. Our strategy is more equivalent to the national oil corporation's strategy, which is expanding our services in the whole state of Libya and trying to help the national oil corporations their needs and their solutions as well. So we are also providing a good solutions in terms of the seismic and the other one which is called the wireline logging as well. So we are there for helping Libya and Libyans oil as well, trying to help the Libyan market for them to get solutions and technology solutions as well as I say for the seismic and etc. So we are there and we're trying to find a solution together. Our machines working in the whole state of Libya. Our partner is mainly the whole companies which is working here in Libya belongs to the national oil corporation, such as Al Khalij and the other one which is called Al Waha and Al Harouj Sirit, and most of them we working together and we're having some projects with them as well. As I said, with wireline logging mainly currently, and our visions is to import like more trading rigs as well, which is 100 and 1,050 mainly powered. which is we're gonna like bring like more 8 or 9 trading companies for the coming years. This is one of the objectives for the Al Sahl Group currently in oil sector. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. And how are you positioning right now in the Libya's energy industry, particularly with the increased demand for efficient and sustainable energy solutions?
Well, as I said, we are here to provide the clients with the whole services and the whole systems, plus the whole machines as well. So we are our strategy is mainly matched with the national corporations. So there's like a certain technology which is quite difficult to get in these days. So we have an agreements with the Canadians companies belongs to the seismic as well with technology. So we are here to help the Libyan market and the national corporations visions and objectives as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And as you've been active in the Libyan market for a long time, I'm guessing more than 50 years. Are there any particular key strategies that you're implementing right now to drive market expansion and capture new opportunities within Libya and beyond? There are a lot of companies and individuals actually right now that they are looking into expanding into Libya. So you could potentially give an advice and give more visibility there.
Well, to be honest, we having some projects which is our partners Al Harouj and Surat Al Khalij Al Waha, as well as Melita. So we having some projects mainly in wireline as well. So we are ready here with our machines and with our experts. We having foreign experts and Libyans as well. So we are currently, as I said, involving mainly in oil and gas sector, and however, we are trying to our company, which is called Zadco, the other one, which is belongs to the solar energy and green energy. We having a big vision, such as like 500 megawatts, which is can launch. Some parts of Libya. This is a kind of investments we are looking for some companies to be with us currently, and we are open for it, and we are able to provide like power purchase agreements from the government as well. So once we get our partners, so we will work together in creating that systems and help Libyans with electricity and etc. As I said, as she said, my colleagues Munia, Libya could be the place of energy and exporting energy for the whole world, especially European countries, which is opposite to us. So why not to be invested, the most of European countries, to make investments in order to make stability in that country, and then to send the energy over there, which is a huge project, like exporting energy. Exporting energy, this is the main thing should Libyans and Libyan strategy and Libyan government look after that. So and Libyan market and Al Sahl is ready to help the government and the divisions and etc. to be part of this project as well. So Libya is mainly is known with energy. It's not only like a shell energy and such, with even a renewable energy. So like let's say the hydrogen, like the green hydrogen as well, can be exporting from Libya as well. So we having a fresh water in the whole state of Libya and the Nile, which is the best quality of water. And Libya has like 3, 4 big basins underneath, which is the biggest and the largest in the whole world. The fresh water, these ones can be used for energy and should bring the whole world to work together in Libya in order to create a peace and safe and etc. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you so much. And you mentioned that Libya needs to to continue export energy. And we see also that the Libya's energy sector is opening up to new foreign and regional partnerships and investments. How does your group plan to leverage international collaboration for growth and innovation in your projects?
Of course, we having like three or four a law for investments. One is which is called law number nine, which is can be under any investors could come under this umbrella of law number nine, which is support the whole investors, especially in the energy side in that country. And there's another law which is called the commercial law 23 number commercial law, which is able to make Libyans with a foreign together, a company or business together in that field as well. So plenty of companies in the recent states comes to Libya and trying to create together with the Libyan companies in order to make a business opportunity together here. So in terms of law is good, and Al Sahel is existing here and trying to find a good partner in order to achieve the national corporation's goals as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And as we are closing, as we're coming close to the end of the webinar, I would like to ask both of you if you could maybe share some closing remarks or any thoughts that you would like to share and that we didn't cover. Starting with you, Mr. Dr. Hossein.
Let's say it's about the Libya. Libya, as I said, is a great country in terms of locations, and it is one of the biggest oil reserves and water as well in the whole in the whole world globally. So and could be Libya is, let's think about strategically how Libya will help the neighbor country and Middle East region and MENA regions. So Libya should help the MENA regions in terms of oil and gas and energy as well. Libya should be not the place of like empty, the place it should be for business, for helping companies, for helping countries around Libya. Plenty of people leaves, like
Yeah,
seven, eight countries are next to us. All of them, they don't have like enough energy. So why not Libya could support and impose those energy to those countries and sell them? So as I said, I consider Libya is one is the state of energy. However, the National Monetary Fund classified Libya is one of the largest economy, and
mhm,
if you look at the if you look in Africa, is like number two or three in terms of oil and gas. But I believe is number one, not number three, is number one because I'm on the ground. I'm from the southern regions of Libya. Where is the oil and where is the minerals as well? Let's talk about the minerals. Minerals, ray minerals, and value minerals. So we having like there's I mean like 17 minerals in the whole in the world, which is like a value minerals, which is good. Uh, Libya has Libya has 12 kind of that minerals.
yeah,
So, which is another attractive for that country. So minerals is a new things could be added to the Libyan market as well. So
absolutely.
Al Sahel Group is open for that kind of any kind of investments in oil and gas and energy as well. Also in minerals, we could be a part of those people who's interested in do like a mining stuff. So thank
Uh,
you.
Along with energy. Uh, Thank you so much, Dr. Hossein. What about you, Mrs. Munia? Miss Munia.
Thank you so much for organizing the webinar today. I really enjoyed the discussions, and I look forward for seeing more stakeholders in Egypt next month in Cairo. So thank you so much. Well done. I believe that I think in summary, Libya energy sector has really substantial potential to drive the regional collaboration in general, and foster this economic growth that we all aspire. I believe that if we focus on key elements. I would say that one is really developing this national energy strategy. Secondly, is investment in human capital, so looking into a competency-based approach and developing our human capital to embark the journey and with the tools required and the skills of the future. The third, I would say, taking the gender diversity policies and initiatives seriously for a better future and for driving a better outcome in the region, looking into collaboration, renewables, and the energy transition in order to achieve the set of sustainability goals in 2060. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you so much.
Just I need to add one question. Just I need to add one thing. I think the international corporation currently working hard on master plan for the concessions biddings, which
Yes.
is be like a huge opportunity for the local companies and international companies to be involved and taking a place and to discover and make the seismic stuffs in these regions. So just this is my message to let know anyone, the listeners, and for this master plan, which is going to be like by the end of this month, I believe, which is going to be released by the government here in Tripoli and by the national corporation as well. So, which is gives a chance for the local companies first, and then to the big companies as well. So Libya is energy. Libya is the promising country. Libya is will it change the whole MENA regions for business, for making good business wise, and will help European country as well.
Yes.
So energy is the main things in these days, right?
Absolutely. Energy is one of the key topics, and probably the main, the main thing that will essentially catapult us to the future, right? With all of this new development of AI, energy, we really need to lift big part of the world from energy poverty.
Energy
I think
security.
our next industrial revolution will be based on how much energy we can actually consume. So yes, I think energy is one of the most important topics that we can have globally. Thank you both for such insightful
Just
comments.
need to thank the oil and gas ministry is working hard in the DCDC to get this master plan to be ready and then to be
Great.
given, and the national corporation as well, the whole chairman and guys as well, they are working hard and to they need to make like Libyan oil is number one as anywhere else. So that's all we are hoping to be there and to helping, as I said, the government sector as we are at Sahel Group. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you too. And thank you both of you for giving us your expertise and your vision on how do you see Libya and how do you see Libya potentially progressing into the future. As we wrap up, I would like to encourage everyone that has been listening us today to take all of those insights shared today and explore new ways to contribute to Libya's energy future. I think that it's important to keep on building momentum, fostering collaboration, and driving meaningful impact in the industry. And we look forward to seeing all of you, including the both of you, actually, at the fifth Libya Energy Week, which is going to take place in Cairo, December 3rd to 5th, where we will continue these conversations that we had today about diversity, about investments, about what's the plan for the future for Libya, and deepen our shared commitment to progress. Thank you again, both of you. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and I wish you a great day and a great week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Have a lovely